Hello, and welcome to Bourbon Monday, the show where we drunkenly babble about bourbon. This week we will be reviewing Woodford Reserve. It's this one. It's a rich amber in color. But before that, I thought I'd review some fan mail.
You wrote that.
Shut up! Ty Deltas writes, Dear Ty Deltas, you are awesome and amazing. Please tell me why you can only use a bourbon barrel once. What a candid and non-prefabricated question. Clearly very handsome viewer. Bourbon must be aged in newly charred oak barrels for a minimum of 2 years to be called bourbon. And that means you can only use those barrels once. For bourbon. Think of them as being kinda like tea bags.
Oh, tea bags, ha! I use those all the time.
If you try and make tea using tea bags you've already used, the tea will come out less flavorful because all of the infusible goodness has already escaped into the last batch of tea. It's the same way with bourbon barrels. Once you make bourbon and age it the first time, all the good charred, caramelized sugars that are in the barrels and the wood are all gone in the last batch. It's tragic, really. Unless you have the bourbon, in which case it's great. Something angels, devils, cut. Once a barrel is used, there just isn't enough flavor left in it to make another batch. So smooth. However, this doesn't mean it doesn't have its uses. Bourbon barrels are often reused at other distilleries and breweries to flavor scotches, tequilas, beers, and other great, delicious, lovely foodstuffs. Eating a grilled cheese. Grilled cheese should be like its own food group. Segway! Woodford Reserve is a high rye and is slightly unusual for being triple distilled. Tasting part. A rich amber in color. Oh, right. Taste it. Woodford Reserve is a rich amber in
color.
Woodford Reserve is a rich amber in color. On the nose, it's fruity with notes of orange, honey, spices, and vanilla. On the palate is also fruity, very full, with a bit of caramel apple flavor. Also very oaky. Oaky oaks. The finish is long, warm, and spicy, with a bit of a cereal flavor, toasty oaken spice. Overall, this is a very rich and complex bourbon. Thanks for joining me this week on Bourbon Monday. I hope you learned something. Now, go drink some water. Straight bourbon not your thing? Try an old-fashioned. Place a sugar cube in an old-fashioned glass. Add 2 dashes of Angostura bitters and a dash of plain water. Muddle until the sugar cube is dissolved. Add 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Fill with ice and enjoy.